Hi, I'm Lauren, your friendly earth scientist, and I just wanted to take a minute today to talk to you a bit about fracking because a lot of people might not know what it is and why it's problematic. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about it today. So there are kind of four major issues with fracking. One, it's super energy intensive. Two, it's very water intensive. Three, it permanently and irreversibly contaminates our drinking water. And four, it is we have no way of processing the wastewater right now. So those are the main issues. And I'm just going to talk you through a little bit of the process. So basically what they do is they generally pump a lot of water out of these beautiful rivers up north, which is a huge problem because anybody in BC will tell you we've been having water shortages, severe water shortages in recent years because we're not getting the snowpack that we used to, or, you know, basically from climate change. Anyways, so we pump this water out of these rivers. They heat it up super hot. They add all these chemicals into the water and then they pump it into the ground at really high pressure. So heating water is one of them, like heating is one of our most energy intensive processes. Okay. So we pump this super hot water with all these chemicals into the ground, and then it fracking fractures the host rock. That's what we call it, where the gas is being held. And so what ends up happening is they have another kind of straw further down the line that sucks out a bunch of this fluid that they've now released. And so the chemicals that they put into the water when they inject it kind of grab onto the methane so that it can be sucked out. Once it's sucked out of the ground, of course, then you've got this other hole further down that you're basically, it's a straw, like sucking this fluid out of the ground. So there's a few issues here. One, when they suck out all this fluid, it's super water intensive, but they have no way of really processing this water. So it's just being held in these giant tanks. With no hope of it returning to its ecosystem, and even with minimal recyclable options, like reusing this options. The other issue is that what's happened is this host rock that I was talking about is really deep into the ground. And so your water table, where your groundwater is actually above these units. And what happens is once you fracture the rock, the fluid all starts permeating your groundwater. And it contaminates your groundwater. And depending on where you live, there may be no legal responsibility for the company to inform the public about what chemicals they put in this water. So you see all these horrifying videos from places like Oklahoma where they're literally setting their tap water on fire. And these companies are still telling them it's safe to drink. It's super problematic. But yeah, so that basically we have no technology to clean groundwater in situ, like in place. So that's one of the biggest problems. And if we don't have a clear understanding of what chemicals have been added, then we can't possibly know how to remove the chemicals from the water after the fact. Like it's not going to be a Brita water filter that does this for you. But so those are the main issues with fracking. And then also you have to cool and compress it to ship it. And cooling is a more energy intensive process than heating. So it ends up being this like really minimal trade-off for the amount of energy that you put in versus the amount of energy that you put out.